And we're live.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. She's like, hi. Boy, Avana and I were talking, and it's just been like a really kind of weird day. It's like kind of drained, low energy. So I think Avana had some caffeine. I've got some coffee right here.
I did have
I
some
need that
caffeine.
pickup.
I did and I do. I don't anymore, but I said I really can't believe today's only Wednesday, that I have like 2 more days of this week ahead of me before we hit the weekend. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
I think the Lionsgate's running after your heels. Yep, sip, sip. So hi, Dina. Thank you for being here. We'll repeat later as I'm early. Okay. So I know there's a lot of people going live right now, but that's, the more the merrier. Our community is growing. Isadora, hello. Thank you for joining us. And we'll give Ivana and I are going to give a few minutes for, people to pop in, and because they might want to go to chat to say hi and support, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Ivana, that's because everything's in retrograde. Oh, so I guess we're in retrograde, Ivana.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Well, I will tell you, things around the house here have just been breaking like crazy. Our air conditioning. Well, we had a brownout. Never had a brownout. Had blackouts. Never had a brownout. We had one. Our air conditioning went on the fritz. I heard that. And
oh, did you hear that?
Oh, very much. In fact, I thought it was one of my cats.
No.
Well, that's cute. Well, bring them up.
7 planets are retrograde, she thinks. Oh my God.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, because I just feel like I've had a train run over me. You know what I mean? It's just like, and which is all good. I can't even complain. But I just feel different energy, right?
Usually I don't. Usually I got too much going on in the brain and stuff during the day to even think about wanting to take a nap. And the last few days, it's just like, nap? That would be nice. Right about now.
In fact, my one meditation is like, it starts out, just lay down, relax, close your eyes. I'm like, absolutely no problem, right? I mean, you don't have to tell me twice. Lay down, relax, and close my eyes. Perfect.
A couple hours later, ooh.
Oh, I fall asleep during a lot of those.
Man, I tried to do a meditation. I put my headphones on at night. Next thing I know, that's the end of the meditation. I fell asleep. It's like, oh well, your head's out. Up to bed I go.
I don't even feel bad, because I figure if I fall asleep, then I needed that sleep. You know what I mean? So that's all right.
Your body needs it. So I guess we'll just start going, and as people come in, and they can watch replay. So welcome to another Investigative Tarot on my channel. It's been a while since I've done a missing person or a cold case. The last time I read on a case on this channel was to kind of find out what was going on with, the Titan submersive, and what the energies were about that, and how spiritual, I think a lot of spiritual energy affected, the unfortunate tragedy, along with, the greed and everything. So I really haven't really been resonating to read. And I was like, maybe I should look somebody up. And I was like, I just kind of felt like Rick kept saying, no, you'll know when you're supposed to do it again. And then Avana and I were hanging backstage after one of our full moons. And she goes, oh, I got to tell you about this cool class I'm taking. And I think that's a perfect segue. Avana, tell us about that class you're taking that brought about us getting together.
Yes, I will tell you, I took a class, I'm actually still taking now the advanced class, but on remote viewing. And it is very interesting. If anyone is interested, it is with Pam Coronado. She is a world-renowned remote viewer. So you can get on her website, Pam Coronado, and sign up for her classes. They're extremely reasonable. And it's remote viewing, and you just, it helps. It's remote viewing is the one class, and the other one is actually psychic detectives. And so, and I apologize, it's the psychic detective class, because I'm taking both, is the one that really made me think with Heather about, getting into like this like these missing person cases, and see if I can get like any impressions or anything as to where these people are, and maybe help out a little bit, and help the families and help the person who's missing. So so that's what we decided to do. We thought, well, let's see if we can find a case or something, and see if we can help, and give some input, and
so see how things go.
Yeah, so we came across his name is James Yoblonski, I believe. So we thought we'd, see if we can get any impressions tonight on that.
And his picture is on the thumbnail. Did you want to, was there anything else you wanted to add about how you approach your readings that you've learned through class and how you'll be using that in this one? Because
I will tell you, go ahead. Yeah. Well, one thing that I really enjoy about the class is because I would get like psychic hits or intuitive hits. And in fact, instead of psychic detectives, it's actually called intuitive investigators now. Some people call them intuitive investigators versus psychic detectives. So there is, new terminology. But what I really enjoyed about the class the most is I didn't know if I was getting like a psychic hit, like an intuition, or if I was just making up a story. So this has helped me to hone my abilities a little bit to know when is it a psychic hit, when is it intuitive hit, or when is it I'm just making up a story and here we go. In fact, I had one assignment in the class, and I had just really made up a nice long story about the guy came up, he was in a purple car with white leather seats and this and that. None of it was true.
Mm-hmm. But that's how you get your brain to start working and get the the juices flowing.
But then your brain starts to if I get like a flash, now I kind of understand the way I work is I'll get a flash, but then my brain, my mind then wants to make a story out of that flash. So I have to be careful of that. You know what I'm saying? That then okay, you see one thing, that doesn't mean your mind wants to make logic out of it. That doesn't always. Hi, Nancy. That always doesn't, work when you're doing psychic detective work. So you have to really rein it in and think, really get into that person and their energy, and follow it from there. And it takes time. It's nothing fast. But it can be fast. I mean, obviously people who are really professional at it can do it a lot faster, but they gave us some techniques. Like for instance, if you see the person's picture, you might want to actually either put your hand over the picture or turn the picture over and put your hand on it and pick up their energy. Also looking at their eyes, looking at their face, if you have a photograph, try not to look at things around the photograph. Like for instance, if they're on a boat, or if they're on a farm, or that is really not relevant. You really want to concentrate on their eyes.
Just focus on.
Right. Yeah. Because all of a sudden you see a farm and you're like, oh, they're a farmer, because your logical mind wants to make a story. Well, they just happen to go to the farm for a day out. They have nothing to do with the farm. Do you see what I'm saying? But your mind will want to make connections with that. So yeah, it was really, it's an interesting class. And, I thought this is pretty cool.
So can I ask you a question?
Of course.
About the class. So you're describing how they teach you how to, when something is an intuitive hit and one's a psychic hit. So
actually those are the same. Those are the same, intuitive and psychic. The difference would be intuitive or like logic, like your ego mind takes over. So like I would get if I get an intuitive or / psychic hit, then my ego mind wants to take over and make a story out of it. So that's like the difference. And that's what I was trying, am I really getting psychic / intuitive hits, or am I just making up a story? And that's what has helped me.
But have you found, as you do these classes more and your other classmates, when you just allow the information that comes to come and you don't question it and you write it down, has a majority of that been something that is connected in some way with the individual, or is it kind of like a half and half right now? And
very interesting. You should say this, because that's more of the remote viewing class that I'm taking, where you will actually write down every single hit you get. Okay. Every single thing you get. And the reason is because yes, your subconscious mind, when you see a picture or you see like a number, you'll see a number with remote viewing. They'll give you a number or a code, and then that is connected to a picture. So you're just looking at these numbers, but you write down all your impressions. And there's a special way to do this. I'm not training anyone, nor am I attempting to do any training here. But you would write down all your impressions, because some of them, even though they could be something, you might get a number, and then all of a sudden you see a flower, and you cannot get this flower out of your head. It might be something that has to do with that photo, okay, that remote viewing, or it might not have anything to do with it. And you don't know because you don't know what the photo is, you know, you're doing the remote viewing, but they tell you to write everything down, because then when they analyze it later, they can tell like if it's your intuition, and you can tell then too also if it's your intuition. And I'll tell you what, with the remote viewing, that's something I really want to get more involved in and really practice, because that can be extremely accurate. It takes long. Now that would be like a 2 or 3 hour process, but it really can, you can really get some accurate information from that. And I mean like where you're at, the time of where you're at, what the location's like, are there people there? Are there buildings there? Are there, you know, a fountain? I mean, it can really, you can get a lot of details. And also you can start to find out like how you feel there. Like, are you bored there? Or are you, you know, is it something that doesn't interest you, like a car show and you're bored? Or you can tap into other people there also. How are they feeling about it? Because I don't really particularly care for car shows. I'll be bored at a car show, but someone else, if that's what we're looking at, might love it because they feel pride in their car. And, you know, so you can even kind of tap into other people's feelings. It's really, I mean, it is so.
And where do you want to take these abilities as you develop?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, like, you know, a lot, like with the psychic detective work and that, obviously you would work with police departments and things like that, or the FBI or whoever. And then for the remote viewing, you can do that too with, you know, government work or whatever. I'm not saying I'm ever going to get to that level, but I just think it's just really fascinating. And it's fascinating how you can see a number, like this code, and your subconscious is like knows it, what it is, and now you're trying to get into your subconscious and let it talk to you to find out what that picture is. It's fascinating. It really is, and it's very, very it's kind of multi-level, and it's a process for the remote viewing that you go through. So there's a very standardized process that you can go through to get those impressions. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying both classes. That's and yeah.
And to let people know, because everybody pretty much knows you and I in the chat, and our intentions behind doing this, as my intentions in the past, but for people who may be new to me, like Kim, or to anybody else who might be watching this on playback, I started doing investigative tarot when I had met Maya from Black Cat Tarot, and we would read on missing children, missing and or murdered Indigenous women or people. Sometimes certain families would reach out to Maya, and we would get together once a week, sometimes with just her and I, or myself and another reader that her name was also Heather. And so that's when I started learning and started noticing that I can do so much good, you know, with my cards and developing my ability, because even though anything that we might come across, you know, because everybody reads differently. So how Avana approaches reading, how my different people will have different ethics in place. Some people's ethics may say to them, you know, that you should not read on this, and that's just fine. But you know, like for me and with Avana, our intention is we're not making any money off of this. We have not been contacted by the family. We are just doing this to find out what happened to this young man, see if he's okay, if or when he's going to be found. And we're getting really good feelings when we're talking backstage about him, because we've all been 13, and we all know that, you know, we want to prove ourselves to our parents sometimes. So her and I feel like there will be a good outcome to this. But we were going to still pull a couple cards as to, you know, whether what happened to the young man, what kind of like the reason was behind it. Nobody is being accused of anything in his disappearance. Dad has passed the polygraph test, so Dad and anybody, there's no foul play, you know, suspected here. And come to think really quick, the last time I did do a reading was when Michelle, Shining Light, and her sister Melinda, False Teeth, Real Tarot, a young boy had gone missing in Ohio, in your state, about 2 or 3 months ago. And I jumped on live one night and pulled some cards, because I guess the family and stuff were open to and they had developed a Facebook page. So sometimes these families will go looking to see online, or someone says, hey, we saw somebody reading on, your child or your missing loved one. These people were getting multiple, same, locations or feelings. You might want to go check them out. So for us, it's helping, any families, victims, anybody that we can help with in the long run who may come by. And as always, on the thumbnails, the phone number is always listed of the local sheriff department, for any cases that we read on, and the ones I have in the past. They all get left up in case anybody comes across this individual or you recognize them. That number is right there for them to call.
Yes.
So
yes.
is there anything else you want to add that I might have left out?
No. The only thing is I see Isadora asked, she said, does the instructor give you a subject and you have to read on it? They know the outcome. Yes, they give you like a picture or whatever, or a number or picture, depends on what we're doing. And yes, they know the outcome. Now, my instructor, she does other cases that she doesn't know the outcome on. She's a professional at this, and so she on her own cases, that she's doing her own thing. But that's what made it good for me as far as learning. Is this my ego making a story, or is this the intuition? Because you get feedback, and then
I actually did take a class. Yes.
Then
I think
if
it
you're
was,
like on track.
I think 2013 or something. There was a Ivy had a workshop one night, and she would have envelopes, and we were sitting in a circle, and it was a sealed envelope, and she handed to us and wanted us what our impressions were. Keep it to ourselves, hand it to the next person, and then they would go around, and then we would all go by and start saying what were your impressions, and for people who felt comfortable enough to share. Some of us actually was getting like warm. Some people were saying warm, maybe like the summer. Some people saying warm, like wherever they are, they feel warm, claustrophobic. So it was interesting how, and for me, it was almost, I felt like I felt the warmth too, but I thought maybe of a fire or something. Now I wasn't correct. I can't remember what the exact outcome. It was an old case that had already been solved. Um, but what was interesting was there was a family there whose, 'cause I immediately saw something completely different than what was in the envelope. And one of the images in my head looked kind of like one of the ladies that were present. And I was seeing a house with the fire, but I kept it to myself because I didn't know if that was right. So even though I was there, I'm supposed to hold the envelope for the story or the case in that envelope. I think I was picking up on the other lady. So it's interesting how much work it takes to focus your attention. And for me, that would be difficult, being able to, how do you, focus on what's in the envelope and not know that you are picking up on something. So
And
that was
that has
interesting. I
actually
wanted to share that.
has actually happened to me, where I got an impression of a perpetrator, and the next day our instructor showed us the picture of like 4 perpetrators, and she said, which one is it? And I picked the one immediately that I got the impression of, and it wasn't that person. It was actually another person. I don't know, because you can get precognitive hits too. So I had like a precognition of this, of this person, and I'm like, I didn't even look at the other ones. I'm like, oh, there he is right there. And it turned out that it wasn't that person. So, you really learn a lot about how you interpret your subconscious, the cues that you're getting from it. So it's interesting.
It is. So, you want me to go ahead and just kind of read off some information, and if there's anything else you want to add to his story?
Well, the only other thing I wanted to ask or add very quickly is, we do this, and Heather, I mean, I guess I'm speaking on your behalf too, but please let me know if I'm not. But we do this only for, well, not only, but really for the family. It's all about the family. It's all about his safety. That's it. You know what I mean? That is the utmost of importance in my mind.
And I hate having to put entertainment, because this is, for me, it's like I'm not like doing a show.
It's not right.
It's for the family, the individuals, and like I said before, Avana and I, we don't get compensated. Is that for subscriptions? It's just that her and I really care about when we come up. It seems like spirit will drop or bring us to certain cases or people will bring it into our attention. And I definitely feel like this was meant to be, that it was directed. So
Yeah.
Okay, so James Yoblonski, he's 13 years old. He went missing June 12th. He has been missing now for 2 months, which I'm going to add really quick that Avana has been pulling cards within the past week that has the number 2 on it. So it's interesting that she's feeling that it may reflect 2 months that he's been gone, or maybe now it might be reflecting 2 weeks, maybe another 2 months. So twos are very important. So I just want to put that 2 months out there before I forget. He is from Reedsburg, Wisconsin. His dad is actually, I guess, a survivalist. He's pretty much like a pro survivalist. And so what they are thinking, young James did, is that he wanted to go and maybe prove himself to dad, to family, to friends, that he could do it as well. So he took his dad's car, dad's cell phone, and they found the car abandoned at a place called Devil's Lake State Park. It's approximately 10,000 acres of wilderness plus like an additional 20 or 30, they said, for the park itself. So right now, um, I'm looking to see, because sometimes you're reading my own handwriting. So they have found a makeshift campsite not far from before going into the woods, so they know that he's there. Um, so some of this, I guess, is close to a town called Sumter, because 3 days prior to Dad reporting him missing, family van was found by police abandoned. So 3 hours, excuse me. So it was found short after. James took his dad's phone, and the Paynes placed him in and around Devil's Lake. That's how they knew where to start looking. And
Yeah.
You said it was like highway something. I didn't get the highway, but it's in that area, roughly in that area. Um, so I guess James was also searching before he disappeared on his, devices, his electronic devices, how to travel out of state. So, but Avana and I feel like he's still in the state of Wisconsin, still somewhere within the wilderness of that park. Um, and of course, family, father, polygraphs, had to be given, because there are some cases where parents, have been perpetrators to their children's disappearances, but right away he was all cleared. It's all good. His dad's got a $10,000 reward for any information on where his son is. Now, is there anything else you think is, pertinent that you want to add that you know about the case that I didn't cover?
Yeah, no, that's about it. Yeah, and I did check, that today, and that's basically was the last press release that the sheriff's office put out, and it was a couple days ago. So, that's about it. Yeah, that's about all they know at the moment. And the FBI, I think, has also joined the case at this point too.
Yes, the FBI too. And like I said, the phone number for the Sauk County Sheriff's Department, everything is on the thumbnail. And I'm just gonna go really hand quick. I had pulled 3 cards while I was waiting for Yvonne to come backstage, and I got 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords says pain and distress. So this young man, I not only I think he's going to be feeling bad, but him doing this has caused pain and distress on his family, a lot of heartbreak. And really quick, Ivana, can you hear that car alarm?
Yes, I did hear.
Okay,
but
let me go shut my window.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in fact, when I actually found that the 2 of Cups, I wanted to pull that back out because I have pulled cards off and on over the last day or two. And the first day I got the 2, here it is. I actually got the 2 of Water. I got a 2 card the other day. And for me, that 2, well, he's been missing for 2 months. And then that 2 kind of represents also for me, maybe him showing up, back in like 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And then today before the show, when I was talking to Heather, I got again the 2 of Water, a cup, another 2 card. which this says partnership, commitment, and reconciliation, and you see people getting back together. I'll wait for Heather to get back on here. No, here, hi Heather.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, that's okay. I've really been getting a lot of twos. I mean, the other day I pulled the 2 of wands, and then again tonight I was telling everyone I pulled this 2 of cups while we were backstage talking with the twos. Again, I'm looking at like him kind of surfacing here 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, you know. And I'm not even getting 2 months. I'm really getting a lot sooner than that. You know, he's gonna show back up. So, and the reason I'm smiling is I really have a good feeling about this. I don't know why, but you know, I don't know why, but I do have a good feeling that, you know, he's gonna be surfacing here in a few days, or you know, in fact, I even checked before we got on the show tonight to see if he hadn't been found already. I thought we might be canceling the show. He might have been found already. Right? So anyway, so go ahead.
Okay, so after the 3 of Swords, I got the Justice card, and on this card here it says paying the consequences. That's what he is going to do. But also it says here fair decision, outcome, truth. So for me, there's going to be some consequences to be paid, you know, because it costs manpower for police and for, you know, FBI. So I don't know quite how this is going to work out for this young man. Because I did get the Justice card. What's interesting, the Justice is 11, and when you add 1 and 1, you get 2.
Right? This 2 card is just coming up like crazy. This number 2.
So I got the 3 of Swords. So I just noticed 3 of Swords, and at the last card is the 3 of Cups. So there is going to be a celebration. He is going to be found. A supportive alliance, community, strength and unity. So it is going to come together. They are going to find him. I don't know. Did you share with everybody you felt like he was going to get hungry and want to start?
No, I haven't. Right. No, in fact, it's funny. While you were pulling those cards, and Isadora said she got the full card. So I think that's a good card to get because, you know, a new beginning. He's out there just kind of doing his thing at the moment. But I also, on the bottom of the deck, I got a 2 of fire, 2 of wands, which says planning, partnering, in progress, another 2. And like you, I also got a 3 of fire. And this kind of shows goals, expansion, vision. This is kind of him, to me, kind of surfacing and coming out from, you know, from hiding or whatever he's doing, and kind of just coming out and being found. And everybody watching their ships come in, watching him, you know, being like, okay, this is now wrapped up. You know what I mean? In a good way. And there you go, moving on. So
I'm going to shuffle.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm going to shuffle and ask why he felt he had to do this. I mean, like I said, he's 13 years old. He's a teenager. But what was the energy around him wanting to do this? So I'm going to try my Lenormand and see what I get with my Lenormand.
Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, I love that. I don't have that deck, but I would love to start reading with that. Oh, Isadora said she got the Judgment card too.
So Justice, Judgment. So they're both
Nice.
So where is the Child card? Yeah, there's this new trick that I learned through Pinterest. It's called Tarot Tricks, and I love Pinterest because people post different types of tarot spreads and tips and cheat sheets and help for reminders. And so if you're looking for something specific, you know, shuffle and then go in the deck, look for the individual, look at the cards, couple before, couple after.
Nice.
Or Arcana for rebirth. Do the same thing, shuffle, thinking about, you know, the death card for rebirth, and then pulling out from there. So, okay, what did I get for these 2? Oh boy, he's in trouble. Sorry, I'm not laughing. But the first card I got, that's, you know, from the Child card, I got the Fish card. So his dad has put out an award for $10,000. So this could be reflecting of that. It could be also the amount of money that is going into the search and rescue, you know, for this young man. Now, I did get the Women's card. Now, I didn't see anything on his, I'm sorry, YouTube, nudity. What can I say? Now, I didn't see anything about the mother. They talked about the father. Do you know anything about the mother?
I did not hear anything about the
Okay,
mother.
so I don't know if this represents that he starts to miss his mom. He misses, or this could be maybe a female rescue and search that finds him, because then that's where I got with his card. And then after that, I got the book and I got the whip.
And you got a lot of 11s there. You got 11 there, and the other card was a 29, which adds to an 11.
One is
so
two.
A lot of yeah, and which are 2s, and so, master number 11, and it's just like very interesting.
Feels, and this book could also maybe represent a diary also. But for me, it almost feels kind of like with the other card with justice and with the money, it might be something that had to do with court, with judge, with the book. But there's some. I'm going to ask for a clarifier.
And it's funny because when you brought up the mother card, that made me think of that hit I got, that I think he's missing like home cooked meals, fast food. I think he's starting to miss kind of things like that. Like he's getting hungry, like to be at home,
So I'm going to pull a clarifier for the female card to see if that's, mom, if it's a rescuer, and I want to see too with the book. The whip, I already know he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Oh, and look what wait a minute, how old is he? He's 13, right?
Yeah.
Look at the card number.
And that is looks like him in a way, with the brown hair, and then being
he's
13.
Got blonde hair, but still the 13. I'm looking at going, wait a minute, he's 13, and J2 is the Joker, the fool. So.
Oh, and absolutely. Shay Woman says,
and if anybody has a question that they think you and I should ask too, as long as it's not like making sure that we're not like doing anything accusatory, but if anyone has a question that we may feel that could be we can approach the cards with, please let Avana and I know as well.
Absolutely. And then Shay Woman says, she said, I got turn left and left. I don't know, using an app, and then the immature child. So she mentioned some things in the chat. Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm. I saw that. Yep. Definitely immature. Well, he's a teenager. He's got, and with his dad,
Oh, this is nice too. Yeah. I mean, I just pulled some cards asking like what's happening is, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But basically, the cards I got as far as like, why did he do this, or just kind of like in general sense of things. And it says that I got the first card, I got Page of Water, which says sensitive, open-hearted, and intuitive. Sensitive, open-hearted, and intuitive, wants to go, experience things, check out his survival skills, whatever, right? Probably more of a sensitive guy. And then I got the Queen of Air, which is brilliant, experienced, and humorous. I get this is more of like him thinking and having that like putting together a plan, almost like planning things. And then I got the Five of Air, which says mistakes, melodrama, and reassessment. I think he's reassessing, the plan and thinking it might be time to come back out of the woods there. But fortunately, at the end, I got the 10 of Water, which is happy family life, family love, and blessings. So just wrapping things up. But you know what? He went on a little bit of a, chess game here, and, did what he wanted to do. And that's okay too.
Well, not technically okay, but it's, I mean, I can't imagine, especially his dad and stuff when he,
Oh, no, right. I'm not making light of it. I'm just happy that I really am getting good feelings about him coming back shortly. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
And Isadora got a 2 as well. 6 of Cups.
There you go. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, absolutely. Right.
And for the female card, I did get a bridge, and the bridges in the deck are about reconciliation and connections between people.
Yes. And it's 11.
So, and it could be, 3, 8, 11, 1 and 1 is 2.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And with the book, I'm wondering if the book might have to do something with, he might have a book or something on the phone, maybe too, that represents how to Like who was saying left, right? Was that Isadora? That was Dina? And
Dina,
on
yeah.
the book here, there's a lock on it that you have to kind of turn around. Lock, walk left. There's also kind of like a compass on it. So I'm feeling like the book could be also maybe representing a GPS or a compass. And when I asked for a clarifier, I got the park card. So he's going to be found at the park. He is.
Yeah. Okay. That I always got that feeling that and I got the feeling too that he's like really on the edges. He's not really far into it. That he's kind of on the park, bordering like private property.
I mean, it's 2 months though.
Yeah.
Hell, I wouldn't be able to survive 1 or 2 nights like that. Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I agree with you. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And Dina said it happened again. I got the tree. Oh, the 3F. Wait a minute. Oh, the tree with house. Okay. She's pulling Lenormand too.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
And the tree card is also family. So yeah, it's. I'm going to set. I'm going to keep. I was going to go set my card and get the tarot cards. I'm like my Norman were like, no, keep using me. I'm like, okay. So
that's how it works.
Why did he do this? Was there? So I'm feeling like there might have been a little bit of a conflict at home. You're a teenager, so I'm wondering.
Yeah.
And that might be why that whip came out too. There was maybe, some, like I said, having to prove. So why did? So I'm just going to go ahead and pull these 3, and then I'm going to find out. Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Dina got that bridge card too.
Bridge card as well. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just looking to find out where the boy is again. I pulled 3 cards. I did get the scythe, which is cutting down, removing. So because I asked why did he do that, I'm still looking for his main cards, but I feel like maybe father was saying, no, you can't do this, you may not be good enough, you can't, what I mean? It's like
just like you have that teenage,
and I got the stork, and the stork also represents like home as well. Let me hold on a second. It's like habitual. They said, with storks bringing news. And then I got the sun card. So I feel like they're saying that it's going to be it's going to be good, that there's going to be news. He was found. There's the sun.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to hold on a second. Sometimes my brain works faster than my mouth does. I swear to God. She says, Dina says she got the stork card as well. She goes, okay, I'm weirded out now. Dina, one of these nights you're going to have to come on and read with us. I mean, wow.
And the sun, come on and read, you guys. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Well, and no, Isadora, I don't think he did take anything with him as far as fishing equipment or a backpack. I think they found like a campsite or something but they found some of his belongings there, but I don't believe he has too much with him. I could be wrong, okay? But from what I read. And then
being a part of the survivalist movement, you would need something like, I think, although this is interesting.
But I didn't get the feeling that he had a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I asked why he did this, and what did I say? With him and his dad trying to prove, I got the mail card, and I got the whip again.
Wow.
So there was, I can do it. I'm a man. Let me show you. No, you can't, So there was, and it could very well be too, Dad was maybe disciplinarian, and something had happened that he just said, I need to go and I need to do this. I need to get away for a while. But then I got magnifying glass, and I got fish, also.
Yeah. Yeah. And even when you're that age, your parents really don't even have to do anything, and you can blow things out of proportion too, Hello, Queen of New York. So yeah, and I also got this chariot card, which is willpower, victory, recognition. Almost why he wanted to do it too. Willpower, victory, and recognition. And he said, I want to, I'm going to go out on my own and come back and have this great story to tell and do my own thing. And
It's interesting that someone mentioned fishing pole, and I got fish too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's neat.
Now, fish represents like abundance, prosperity, money. And I got the, the magnifying glass, looking at things closely. When people do that, they'll see what was going on, and they'll see, the money. I mean, I don't know if someone's going to find him and try to. I mean, how does Dad have 10K? You know what I mean? So his dad might be somebody that's well-to-do. I didn't want to read too much.
Yeah, I thought, and I could be wrong because I just glanced over. I read things, but I could maybe. I thought the dad said he was going to have to take out like a second mortgage on his house for that money.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy,
So I'm yeah. But that's how badly they want information. You know what I mean? They obviously are ready to have him come home.
And your dog agrees.
No, that's Bella. She's 14. There's 14 years old, and there's, I can't argue with her anymore.
I was at the park today, and someone had a purebred corgi. Oh, it was so cute.
Oh, aren't they?
Like stomach touched the ground, and I'm like, oh my God, those tiny little stubby legs. So I'm just asking anything else.
Yeah, Bella wants to join. No, she's over there on her bed somewhere. I don't know what she's doing. She just wants to cause a ruckus right now.
She says doggy wants to join.
Yeah, yeah. Like, no. Oh, here she comes around the corner. She's coming at me. I might have to let her out, but that'll only take a minute.
Oh, I can close my window, so.
Yeah, and with me, with the dog, she'll sleep all day until I get on here, and then she wants to get up and do stuff. So.
Now, Dina, I got the tree card too. I just want to ask if there was any more information that, I can get about, going through. And I did get the bear, and typically the bear is like maternal energy, strength. And for me though, with this card, with the Marchetti, it shows the polar bear and it shows what's below and what's above the surface. So I also look at that. He doesn't, really include anything about that. But for me, it's like there's things under the surface that, aren't quite, not everything is as it seems above. But we do have that strength card, maternal strength. We do have the commitment, the ring, and the tree. So I'm feeling like he felt he was strong. He was committed to doing this to prove that he could do it. But Dina, with health, family tree, he might be not getting enough food, enough proper clean water. He may even come out sick a little bit, not feeling so great, especially drinking certain waters. But he'll be okay.
But he's fine. You're right. I get the feeling that he's fine. And,
Dina said she got the ring card. Isadora said she got the Prince of Wands, 3 of Swords. Isadora also got 9 of Swords. So yeah, it's weighing on him. Dina says, but mine read a promise to change and then health. Yeah. So I think no, he's not going to forget about this. Oh, hi, Jenna. Oops.
I didn't know that he had young siblings.
He has young siblings that miss him too. Oh, I bet he does.
Yeah.
Jenna, I don't recognize you, so welcome. I don't know, are you a family member, or is this, because I don't recognize you in any of our chats, so welcome.
Welcome.
We're just reading on young James, and Dina and I. Well, Dina too. A lot of us in chat that are pulling cards. Avana and I are feeling that he's okay. That this might have been something that he felt he had to prove. That show that he could do it. That he's going to be found. So, it's all positive. Positive cards.
Yeah. In fact, I just pulled the Dreamer card, which really says beginning, believing, and protected. So he is protected in there, and he's going to be coming out. I just get a strong feeling for that. Hi, Patricia. How are you?
Hi, Patricia. So I'm just shuffling again a few more with the Lenormand just to,
Yeah,
Sorry, I
that's a
can't put
neat
them
set.
down.
Yeah,
I
that's a
also
neat.
have the kipper, but there's just too much. There's a lot of different people, and sometimes that just throws me off when there's too many. Because with me, with gender, with tarot cards and oracle cards, I'm trying. It's hard to like. Okay, is this an actual physical male? Is this a male that or a woman that very strong masculine energy? So for me, I like it when it's something that's non-human where I can kind of focus on the energy. I did get the owls, so there is information coming, wisdom. I really think he's going to really learn a lot from this experience. I also got the pub, the now this building is like for schools, um, libraries, courthouses, public buildings, and then I got the mail card again. So I'm feeling like this is showing that he has gained wisdom and understanding, and so does his dad. I think this is going to really kind of this is maybe what was needed. Maybe this could have been too. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this, and this is just my impression, is that maybe because sometimes fathers in traditional Western society or whatever, they're very hard on their children, especially the young men. We raise our a lot of women raise their men to be, don't cry, you got to be tough, you got to do and there may have been something where they might have had a conflict, and this was his James's way of trying to prove to his dad, no, I can do this. Maybe a call for attention, maybe approved, just looking for approval from dad, maybe from love, to say, look, you can do it, so can I do it. So I'm feeling like this may um, improve, their bond. This was something that kind of needed to be done to kind of bring everybody's awareness. I got the dog card, the loyalty. Um, yeah, family. Um, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm looking to see now if anybody else. Hello, lovely ladies. I am from the area. Oh, you're from the area. Okay.
Isn't that
We are
neat?
praying every day that he is found. Um,
Yes.
and Jenna, I mean, you know, we always have to say this is for entertainment purposes only. We're not doing it for entertainment, but it's required. These are just what, impressions that Avana and I are getting. Um, I haven't felt, we haven't felt. I mean, energy can always change. But right now, as the standing is the cards that her and I are pulling, and the ones in chat, my fellow readers, our fellow readers in chat are pulling, it just feels like there will be a positive outcome. But you know, there may even need to be, with the family, the tree representing family, it may need, family counseling as well, kind of trying to, you know, get around to, you know, why this young man felt like he had, had to do this. But yeah, Jenna, we've really been feeling that he's going to be found soon.
Yeah.
Ivana even checked the internet, both of her and I today, just to make sure that we did go and do this live, and he had already been found. So,
Just because I have such a strong
a lot
feeling
of
that he'll be
prayers.
found soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's so much community and support, for the father, the family, and for the FBI and the police. I'm sure there's people out there looking too. So I had gotten a card, showing community coming together. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Supportive
Mm-hmm.
alliance. So you can see right there, supportive alliance, friendship, community, strength and unity, social gathering and celebration. So we feel like he's going to, at this moment in his time, we feel that he's going to be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is true too, with the heat, if he didn't get the proper water, but maybe he knew enough to be able to survive this long. Well,
Yeah.
yes, he knew a lot to survive this long from what he's learned from his dad, but he'll probably need to, be checked over and stay maybe a few days in the hospital for dehydration or something. You know, I don't know why, but I just heard the word tick in my head. During the summer in the woods and stuff. I don't know how some areas, but in Western New York, summer is it's
Oh
tick
yeah.
season. So,
Yep.
but he's going to be okay. Hi, Sally. Thank you for joining us. He's going to need hydration and rest. Yes,
Yeah.
Isadora got Knight of Cups. Ten of Swords and Empress.
Yeah.
So yeah, mother
That
energy. And Ten
yeah.
of Swords is like an ending. So his suffering is going to be coming to an ending. This hardship that he's
Yeah.
going through is going to be coming to an end. And there's the Empress, there's the mother, there's the nurturing energy. So yeah, he's got the Knight of Cups. People are out there, looking for him. Dad loves him. So I'm just seeing that
I
a
got
wider
I
search.
did pull. Yep. Yeah, that would be
Put
nice.
that
I also got, like, again, I pulled cards. I got the Ten of Water again, which is
There's
happy
the family.
family, love, and blessings coming together. And I also got the Six of Air card, which is relief, hope, and moving on to smoother waters. He's found, things move on, and you put a period and you move on, and you just go from there. So, what are you reading on, Heather?
I just feel like it's just like I'm thinking, do I need a specific question, or do I just want to ask what do I need to know?
Yeah, I got it.
Too specific.
Yeah, that's a good read. Yeah.
I just keep getting my attention being brought to him and family, with maybe sitting and speaking to a counselor. People come together and sitting and talking and wanting to, I just feel like there's something that James really wants to say, and he felt like maybe this was his way of getting a message across. So I feel like there's going to be healing done on all different levels. Because I know at one point I was around that age, maybe a little younger. I wanted to run away from home one time. I mean, my parents, had problems, and I was bullied a lot. There were times when my dad put me down, um, you know, and other things with my siblings that I know one day I just started walking. I just wanted to run away, and I'm glad that it's about halfway down the street or so, I was told I felt like, no, you need to turn around and go back home. So at that age, you're becoming a teenager, you're becoming a young adult. You got all those hormones, you got those emotions. You're trying to figure out, especially in this day, Avana and everybody. I thank God I'm not his age in this time, in this day and age.
I don't know
what these kids are being
it.
bombarded with on a daily basis with, social media, trying to feel like you got to prove yourself. You know, it's a lot harder for the kids these days than it was for when we were younger.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah, I got the Ace of Swords. There's going to be a lot of strong communication that needs to be going on here. Declaration, strategies, new ideas, mental strength, courage. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of discussion. This is what he's been doing. That's what he's been going through as well to get through this. He's been relying on that. I did get the Page of Pentacles. Usually I don't read reverses, but this one here ended up being reversed. And it says requires more skill, and it was an unrealized project. So even though he felt he was prepared, he really quite wasn't. And if you look at the Page of Pentacles upright, it says venture, skill, new project, wanting to make a dream real. So there was the dream to show, and it didn't quite work out as planned. I did get Nine of Wands, resilient, battle weary, but not giving up, bruised. So he's gonna, he's been through it.
Yeah.
So there's going to be,
and that's persistence and sticking up for what you believe. So that's good, because he's persistent and getting through this process.
Yeah. Accept loss and move on. So that they're all going to have to move on, from this.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Let's see.
I do get a strong feeling of that.
Indigenous people would say a walkabout, or the age when a boy goes off without food and water and prays for a sign. Yeah, vision quest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He thought it would be easier, but after all of that, learning from defeat, knowing that he couldn't, but even you really shouldn't see this as defeat. At 13 years old, at his age, I wouldn't have been able to have survived that.
Yeah.
I don't think. So he isn't really I think he's going to learn a lot about himself. He may think that he's, he feels defeated, and he's going to have to learn, choosing your battles, but it's going to show him, it will show him and his father and his family that I think what he wanted them to see, that he was strong enough, he was man enough, that he could do this. And I did get the sun card at the end. I got another sun card.
Nice.
So
that's nice. Yeah.
This has changed him. Yeah. And at the bottom, I got the lovers, harmonious, relationships, consequences. So,
Yeah, it's funny because there's a couple of cards I just keep getting tonight, which is that Five of Air card came up again, which is basically mistakes, melodrama, and reassessment. I mean, I think he's reassessing, and the family too.
You got that again,
yeah, I got this again. And then I got this card, which I haven't really talked about, this Four of Air card, which is meditation, recuperation, and contemplation. I think it's giving everybody time, not that you're sitting there meditating and relaxing, but time to contemplate on, how things can be different moving forward, and just him having a lot of quiet time to really contemplate things. But then also, this card came up too, the Nine of Water, which is wishes, dreams, and happiness. I think again, it's a good ending. Mm-hmm. Again, things come together, everybody moves on, and really the family and he is just stronger for it.
Yeah, I got the Nine of Wands again.
Nice.
He's going to be battle weary, but he's resilient. And I also I asked if law enforcement is going to come across him first, and I got Knight of Swords. So for me, that someone sees them quick. To me, that's quick action. Someone's going to see him. The last card I got, though, is interesting. I got the High Priestess upside down. So there are going to be some secrets, some things that are going to need to come out. Part of the reasons why he felt like he needed to do this, he had to run away and do this, and difficulty keeping quiet and still. So after he's found, there's going to be some things that might be coming out. Hopefully they won't be airing anybody's, but life and personal stuff, in the media. But I feel like there's something else going on that is going to have to come out, that he's going to have to open up about during, and why he went and did this. So Isadora got Two of Pentacles. There's the Two of Pentacles again, and Five of Wands in the Chariot.
I got the Chariot earlier too.
There was Five of Wands, conflict, the Chariot. And the Five of Wands doesn't necessarily mean a group of people conflict. It could be an inner conflict too.
Sure. And learning, like learning stuff,
And the Chariot was him, taking off, let me get balanced, let me prove myself. And so, but it'll be interesting, and like I said, at this time, we're getting good energy that he's going to be okay. And we just surround him with white light and protection, as Archangel Michael to protect him. Because out in that wilderness, there are wild animals. There's bear and there's, cougar, I think, the thing said in that area, and other wild animals. So hopefully, this energy holds. We put him in that light until. But Dad, I can do it, is what I heard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too, Dina.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask about this secret. Just for myself. There's going to be an overflowing of emotions. The Strength card and a Seven of Swords. So, there's a little bit of, So something was going on in his personal life. Ace of Cups, overflowing emotions. The Strength card, patience, companion, inner strength, what he needed to do. And then the Seven of Swords, the first word that jumps out is deception. So there might be something that may be coming out to why he did that. So I'll leave it at that. Hi, KK. Well, Kari. That's Kari.
Hi, Kari.
I'm trying to remember everybody's name, and it's so hard. There's so many people in our community. So,
yes.
Well, did you want to ask any other questions for the cards, or do you want to end on a positive collective message for everybody?
Let's do a positive collective message for everybody. I mean, I really, like I said, I believe this is going to be wrapping up in a positive way very soon, and I do believe that it would. I will tell you, the last 3 cards I did get star. This will bring this is
Okay.
balance and a good ending.
Oh,
I also
yes, definitely.
a rebirth, right? Again, a good
Mhm.
ending, a rebirth in the relationships. And the last card, I know this is the lovers, but this is family and having
I got the
partnerships.
lovers too.
This is what I'm saying. So it's going to have a nice ending to it.
And Dina says she sees rocks surrounded by trees. So yeah, I think that's a mountainous area.
Yeah, I think so
I'm not
too.
sure. Oh, thank you, Sally. Yeah, it's nice to have Avana joining me on this. She's my fellow sidekick.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Sidekick. I get it.
I'm thinking of changing Friday nights to, Friday night, sidekick, sidekicks, and me.
Yeah,
Allison,
I like that.
And you have to come back and join Allison and I on a Friday when you're available. We love to have you.
You know what?
Back.
I would love that. I would really love that. Yeah, that would be great. All right, absolutely.
What do I want?
All right, so are we going to do a quick poll for the collective then?
Yeah.
Everybody in chat, everybody watching.
And if anybody in chat knows of somebody in their area who it's a cold case, it doesn't, whether they're still missing or they're presumed dead, they still haven't been able to find their remains, or if there's anything that, in your community or connected to you with a family, please, let me know. And I'll talk to Avana or another reader and see if we can do an investigative tarot also and see what we get on that too. So please let me know. Because I know for a while there I was really reading on a lot of Maya was showing me how many missing and murdered Indigenous women there are in our country and in Canada. They just go unreported, and no manpower to find them. So if anybody, Dina, if anybody knows of any cases, especially with women and children too, please let me know. He says, "Mommy, hurry up with them cards."
When she gets started. Well, so the first card that I got for the class, I'm just pulled 3, but I got 4 of water. And this says distraction, self-absorption, and discontentment. This is kind of having that feeling of apathy, but don't forget source here is bringing in another option. You have your options here. Nothing's really sparking you, but there's something coming up here. Why? Because we get this Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Fire, actually Ace of Wands, which is opportunity, creativity, and action. Something's coming up. This beautiful creativity is all working with us. And the card that a lot of us have gotten repeatedly tonight, ending with the Chariot. Here we are, willpower, victory, recognition, moving forward, taking the reins, leaving town. This actually is he's leaving town, and he is taking the reins and moving forward because he has the strength inside also. It's not just your physical strength, but it's that strength and that willpower to move forward. I think we're all right there. That's the week it's been for me. I'm ready to take the reins and move on.
Move forward. And Sally said, and I used to live in Arizona. I was up in Flagstaff. So yeah, 200 cases of missing and unidentified children in Arizona. The stats are scary. It's horrific. Yeah,
they are.
And Carrie says, "Yay, bring on the new opportunities." And
yes, I'm ready.
The governor of Arizona, Hobbs, signed a bill to help look for missing Indigenous women. Well, it's about time. So I got Thicket of Thorns. So there may be going into this week, there may be some uncertainty, in certain areas of our life, whether it's finances, projects, or even that sensation. Because I think Dina mentioned there are several planets in retrograde right now, so that might be causing that feeling of unease, uncertainty. I know that there is, without getting too much in politics, but with all the indictments and things going on in our country alone, some people are uneasy or a little nervous about, is there going to be any more riots? So there's a lot of this energy going on right now this week with uncertainty in our life. But what gets us through it is beautiful, is the love card. So just keep, giving yourself personal love during the week, making sure that, because we always give love to each other. I mean, to one another, but we never, remember to give it to ourselves. And the last card I love too is Dragon Power, your personal energy, and just call on your inner, your dragon, your guides, your protectors, and just know that you have your own personal power to stand strong in it, and that you have the strength to move forward through the week. And I love that with the uncertainty, you get paired with love and power. Yes, love is empowering. It is one of the strongest strengths that we have, is love. People may not think so, but love is very powerful. It can move mountains and things and stuff. So, Sally, I want a dragon,
I want a dragon
really
too.
Quick, you want to see my dragon? I have a dragon.
Absolutely.
I accidentally broke his one little claw. I got him when I was in Arizona. I got him in Sedona. Everybody, this is Marmaduke.
I love Marmaduke.
He's got his broken little claw, but that's my Marmaduke. Wow. He told me that was his name when I bought him.
Yeah, so I love that.
He's one of those Pena dragons, so that's my Marmaduke. And he says, you should keep me over here more often. I'm like, okay, so I don't know, make another spot for for you right there. There we go. So that's my dragon. So everybody, thank you for joining Avana and I tonight. Avana, thank you for joining me. I really like this.
Thank you.
And
I did too.
And like I said, if anybody comes across any cases in your area, or ones that, seem to just appear on your feed out of nowhere, or come across in your, in your news or something, and you feel like it's a sign from spirit, can they contact you too, or would you prefer they contact me? And then I can reach out to you.
Yeah, why don't you contact Heather, if that's okay, Heather? Yes. That'd be fine with me. Yeah,
that's absolutely fine. And then I'll present whatever any cases that I get. I'll share them with Avana, and if she feels energetically that she's, okay with reading on that, then I'll have Avana on, and we'll do that reading. And if not, then maybe I'll tackle it, or I'll have somebody else. But just it was a joy as always, Avana.
Thank you.
I just love how our energies resonate, and everybody in chat gave the last similar cards and energy. So yes, thank you again, and everybody have a good rest of your night. Bye.
Namaste. Bye-bye.